welcome to the Deep Dive. Today we're looking into a story that's, well, profoundly unsettling. It's so bizarre, really, it makes you question the very boundaries of sanity.
It asks, what happens when someone convinced they're on a divine mission spirals into the darkest place imaginable?
Exactly. It's a case that just baffled New York City. And it's a stark reminder, isn't it, about mental illness when it goes unchecked, the justice system, and maybe societal neglect, too.
It really is. So our mission today is to unpack the, frankly, grim and extraordinary story of Daniel Rakowitz. His journey, from a really troubled childhood, it ended up with a crime that got him this chilling nickname, the human soup murderer.
We've pulled together sources that paint a pretty vivid picture, though it's horrifying. His life, his delusions, which were deeply ingrained, his relationships, and just the sequence of events that led to something truly unthinkable.
Yeah, we'll try to piece together his fragmented reality, look at the chilling facts, and consider the questions that honestly still linger.
Okay, let's dive in. Let's unpack Daniel Rakowitz. Born Christmas Eve, 1960. And from a very young age, he believed numbers had this special meaning for him, like there were signals for some kind of divine mission.
Right. He fixated on certain numbers, 96, for example. He connected his birth year, 60, and his birth date, December 24th, he saw that as 36. Put them together, 60 plus 36, you get 96.
And his interpretation was, what, decay and rebirth?
Decay and rebirth, or even judge, like from Psalm 96. And it wasn't just 96. There was 18, the number of letters in his name, which he linked to 6 plus 6 plus 6, Satan.
Yeah.
And his birth time, 9 p.m., he connected that to Revelation 21-2, the New Jerusalem, Jesus returning to power.
So these weren't just like little quirks.
No, not at all. What's crucial here is how these fixations became the bedrock of his whole self-image, this deep conviction that he was chosen, a prophet with this unique, terrifying destiny. It's kind of chilling how a mind can build a whole reality from these seemingly random things.
And his childhood, well, it sounds like it offered no stability at all. His father, Tony Rakowitz, was a sheriff, a criminal detective. Very strict, apparently.
And then the real tragedy. His mother died young, right there in front of him. That's a massive trauma for a child.
Yeah, absolutely devastating. And then his stepmother, who was actually his mother's sister, came into the picture with her own kids.
Yeah, so it compounded the difficulty. Daniel became an outcast, bullied by his step-siblings. They even killed his pet pigeons, just broke their necks.
Oh, that's awful.
That kind of consistent cruelty, emotional and physical, especially in childhood, it can severely impact development. Makes you fragile, especially if you're already prone to mental health issues.
And that difficult environment, it seems like it just intensified his internal struggles. You mentioned he was only 5 when he started claiming to see angels.
Yeah, 5 years old, purple, yellow, blue-robed figures like Jesus, he said, floating from the walls. He genuinely believed he was chosen.
How did his father handle that?
Tragically, his father just called him crazy, sent him to an asylum. And that set a pattern, really. Early psychiatric help, frequent hospital stays, even electroshock therapy when he was 14 because the visions wouldn't stop.
So they knew something was wrong early on. He was diagnosed with ADHD at 9, got medication.
Right. The challenges were identified, but the interventions, combined with his father's, dismissive attitude, it seems like it just pushed him further away, made him feel even more different, misunderstood.
So every attempt to sort of fix him just made him retreat more into his own world.
Yeah.
Deepening that resentment towards his father.
Pretty much. It led to rebellion. At 15, he started using marijuana, and his father's reaction, wow, hired a police friend to beat him up.
Seriously?
Yeah. And then later arrested him at 19 for marijuana use. It just created this huge, deep rift between them.
What a terrible cycle. A troubled kid, a father using force instead of understanding.
Exactly. And Daniel did try to lead a more normal life, ironically inspired by his father's power. He tried to join the police force, even did 14 weeks of army training.
But his father stepped in.
Used his influence, yeah. Got Daniel's police application rejected. Called him useless. Just like that. After all that effort, he was jobless, directionless.
That rejection, especially from his father, must have been crushing after everything else.
You have to imagine it just reinforced that feeling of being an outcast, a failure. It probably pushed him even deeper into his internal world where, his delusions could offer him the purpose the real world wouldn't.
And it was right then, wasn't it, at that low point, that he started seeking this divine validation.
Yeah, exactly. He was 23. This was 1983. He prayed for a sign, for prophetic dreams about his mission. and he claimed he got one.
That was the dream.
He dreamed he'd marry a 14-year-old girl, then be abandoned by her, then move to New York, and there he'd find a blonde woman. This woman would bring him luck, enlightenment.
And he acted on this immediately.
Chillingly fast. 2 weeks later, he marries a 14-year-old Mexican girl. And just like his vision, the marriage ends badly. Accusations of violence. She even claimed he chained her to the refrigerator.
Unbelievable.
But for him, this wasn't horrific. It was the fulfillment of the dream. It just cemented his belief in his prophecy, blurring those lines between reality and delusion even more.
So off he goes to New York, starts out homeless, dealing cannabis on the streets.
Right. Until he's 28. He meets Sylvia and Sean, a couple, customers of his, and they actually invite him to share an apartment, split the rent.
So, a moment of stability. His first real home.
It seems like it. But even there, his eccentricities, his delusions, they were showing. He had this pet rooster named Rooster.
Creative name.
Yeah. It crowed constantly. Daniel's solution: put a sock over its head, claimed it made the rooster fall asleep, that it was meditating like him.
Yeah.
And he got addicted to watching TV, like for days straight, no sleep. These were maybe overlooked at the time, but pretty clear red flags that his grip on reality was shaky.
But there was that other side to him, right? The good deeds.
Yeah, exactly. It's a paradox. Despite all the weirdness, the psychosis starting to show, he genuinely seemed to think he was doing good. 2-3 days a week, he'd go out, get food donations, chicken, potatoes, whatever, or money.
And make soup.
Yeah, cook soup and hand it out to the homeless in Tompkins Square Park. He really believed he was sent to help people, especially the homeless, because he'd been there himself.
It's so complex. This strange mix of empathy, or what he thought was empathy, and these deep, dark delusions.
That dual nature. It's often seen in certain mental illnesses, moments of connection or compassion mixed with this deteriorating internal world.
And that internal world started spilling out more, didn't it?
Yeah.
Sylvia and Sean noticed he was getting controlling in conversations.
Very. Forcing his views on people. Started boasting he was sent by God, going to be president, that he was a cult leader who'd take over America.
Grandiosity.
Classic symptom. Escalating beliefs about his own importance, his destiny. And it took a really disturbing turn. He started admiring Hitler, reading Mein Kampf, claiming he was greater than Hitler.
Wow. How did people react to that?
Well, it had a terrible impact on one neighbor, Aaron Kay. His parents were Holocaust survivors. He confronted Daniel about the book, and it got physical. Daniel just got known as this odd, kind of perverted dealer who talked about building a church with a weed garden.
But his rap lyrics, they revealed something much darker.
Oh, much darker. They weren't just, edgy lyrics. They were a window into these incredibly violent, misogynistic thoughts simmering inside him. Killing, torturing, dissecting women, harming animals.
And no guilt?
Absolutely no guilt about killing expressed in those lyrics. That lack of remorse, combined with the specific violent fantasies, it was deeply, deeply troubling. Like a ticking time bomb just waiting for a catalyst.
And the catalyst came in July 1989. Sylvia and Sean broke up, moved out.
Leaving Daniel with the full rent. So he started looking for a new roommate. But crucially, he wanted someone else's name on the lease. He refused to use his own. Typical Rakowitz.
And after 2 weeks, he finds Monica Bier.
Monica Bier, 26 years old, blonde, slender, a Swiss dancer, just graduated, certified to teach and choreograph, and for Daniel, she was it. The blonde woman from his dream, the one who'd change his life.
Oh, no.
His obsession was immediate, intense, and completely delusional.
How did that manifest?
Possessive behavior, straight away. Sylvia visited once, and Daniel pretended to be zipping up his pants, trying to imply he and Monica were involved when they weren't, like staking a claim.
He started acting differently, too. Cleaning up.
Yeah, became unusually tidy, doing chores for Monica. Sylvia actually thought Monica was maybe just using him at first. She even warned Daniel, get your name on the lease, she might kick you out.
But he wouldn't listen.
Nope. Completely dismissed her, convinced Monica loved him, lost in his delusion. It was just setting the stage for tragedy.
And the breaking point came when Monica had a friend over.
A black, gay friend. And Daniel just exploded and revealed all this deep-seated racism and homophobia, yelling at Monica, yelling at her friend.
How did Monica react?
She was disgusted, naturally. Talked to her friends, and they were clear. Get him out. Evict him.
Did she give him any warning?
She gave him a chance, told him to find a new place, but eventually the time came. She told him he had to move out.
And for Daniel, with his history of rejection, his delusions about her, this must have felt like the ultimate betrayal.
Absolutely shattering for him. Heartbreak, but filtered through his completely distorted lens. He went to Sylvia, agitated, and confessed he was thinking about killing Monica.
And Sylvia.
Tragically, she kind of brushed it off as his usual ranting. He was prone to saying wild things. She did try to mediate, though. Monica apparently was defiant, told Sylvia she wasn't scared, she'd kill him first if he tried anything.
But then Daniel took it a step further with Sylvia.
He did. He explicitly told her, "I'm going to kill Monica tomorrow," and then asked Sylvia to help him get rid of the body.
This time she was horrified.
Horrified, yes. She refused point blank. But it raises that difficult question, what do you do when someone you know says something that specific, that dangerous?
The next evening, Sylvia went to the apartment.
It was late, the apartment was dark, but the TV was blaring, the door was unlocked, she went in, some furniture was already gone.
And then she went to the kitchen.
Saw a pot boiling on the stove, smoke coming off it. She looked inside and saw Monica Bier's head, swollen, eyes closed, boiling in the pot.
Oh my God.
It gets worse. In the hallway, human ribs, scattered on the floor. In the bathroom, the tub was filled with blood and Monica's internal organs.
I can't even imagine the shock. What did Sylvia do?
She fled, just ran out in total shock, absolute horror, and then she called Daniel.
And his response?
Utterly chilling, calm. He just said, "You saw it, didn't you, Sylvia? Do you want to come up and smoke weed with me?"
He wanted her to come back.
Yeah. They ended up meeting in Tompkins Square Park.
And he confessed everything?
Laid out the gruesome details, claimed Monica threatened him with a pit bull, said his disciples, his delusions getting stronger, told him to kill her.
How did he say he killed her? Strangled her with an electrical cord. Then stomped on her head, he said, dozens of times. Stabbed her over 30 times. Then he dismembered her body in the bathroom. Used her chest as a chopping board, he said. Separated the head, limbs, flesh from the bones.
And soup.
He admitted eating her brain. The soup. His twisted logic was he thought about the homeless people he fed. He thought they deserved real meat, so he cooked her remains into soup to give to them. And he confirmed he'd already handed it out.
That combination, the good deed, warped into this absolute horror. It's unfathomable.
Truly. And Sylvia, devastated as she was, she didn't go to the police right away. Still saw him as this friend who needed help, not just a killer.
That denial, the shock, it's hard to grasp from the outside.
It really is. It shows how complex these situations are psychologically. She even went back to the apartment later, found Daniel talking to Monica's boiled skull, praising her luck for still having a room, calling her more beautiful.
He was completely gone.
Totally detached from reality. Sylvia just urged him, clean up, get out of here. But Daniel couldn't keep quiet, could he?
No. Still deep in his delusion, he started boasting. To cannabis customers, even to Sean. Told them he killed Monica, made soup, even offered them some.
People must have thought he was joking.
Initially, yeah. Just dismissed it as his usual dark, bizarre talk. But then Monica's disappearance hit the news. Suspicions started to grow.
And Sean went to the police.
Yes. He reported Daniel, told them about the foul smell from the apartment, Daniel's jokes. The police searched the place, found that graffiti. Is it soup yet?
And the other messages.
Welcome to Spawn Ranch East by Cha Game. That's a mix of Charles Manson and Ed Gein. And in the bathroom, broken heart, 'cause I love you. It's such a disturbing window into his fractured mind.
What did Daniel say initially?
Deflected. Joked about flushing her down the toilet. It wasn't until the police pressured Sylvia told her Daniel had confessed that she finally revealed everything she saw, everything he told her.
And when Daniel heard Sylvia had talked,
he admitted everything, apparently with a smile, believed he was being freed. Yeah. In his mind, perhaps arrest meant release from his inner turmoil, or maybe validation. It's hard to say. Sylvia, though, kept pleading for him to get treatment. She blamed society, argued it wasn't cold blood because of his relationship with her and Sean, claimed he had to kill Monica to, quote, save his own rights.
Which led to his diagnosis.
Years later, yes. He was formally diagnosed with schizophrenia. Columbia University documents confirmed it.
So no prison sentence.
No. He was sent for psychiatric treatment, and he's been there ever since, about 15 years now.
And his time in treatment.
Reports say he became a model patient, preventing fights, doing laundry, organizing parties, a positive example, supposedly. He's still in the hospital. No release date.
This case just screams about the need for better mental health support, doesn't it? The potential consequences when people fall through the cracks.
Absolutely. And there are still unanswered questions. A journalist, McCarter, investigated the murder. He believed Daniel had accomplices.
But the police didn't pursue that.
Apparently not. And McCarter, well, he later died of a heroin overdose. Suspiciously, some say, while he was still looking into the case, adds another unsettling layer.
It's just staggering how quickly delusions can spiral into such horrific reality without the right intervention.
It forces you to think about that line, doesn't it, between mental illness and criminal responsibility, and what role society plays or fails to play in preventing these tragedies.
This chilling journey through Daniel Rakowitz's mind, it really forces us to confront not just the horror of unchecked mental illness, but that agonizing question: could more have been done?
Are our systems really set up to see and support people before their realities completely shatter like this? What responsibility do we all bear when those early warning signs are there, but the safety nets just aren't enough?
Thank you for joining us on this deep dive. It's a case that definitely provokes thought, raises hard questions. We hope this exploration gave you some new perspectives, some insights into a really difficult story.
We'll be back soon with another deep dive into the fascinating and sometimes, terrifying corners of knowledge. Until then, take care.
And keep asking questions.